Hello students, welcome to Jitendra Khandelwal chemistry classes. Yesterday we discussed some important concepts regarding the chemistry. We studied about the pure matter and we just divided the pure matter into simpler substances like elements and compounds. We studied about the different kind of properties of elements and compounds. We studied about the main important kind of differences between compounds and elements. Now we are just going to study another kind of matter that is also known as mixtures or impure matter. As far as the impure matter is concerned, these are also known as impure matter. Impure matters are also known as mixtures, and mixtures can be divided into two parts. First one is pure mixtures. Pure mixture means we can say these kind of mixtures are known as homogeneous mixture, and homogeneous mixtures are known as solutions also. Homogeneous mixtures are also known as solutions also. So actually we want to discuss about the definition of homogeneous mixtures. The homogeneous mixtures are those kind of mixtures in which the components of the mixture are dissolved into each other uniformly. Like we are taking the example of sugar solution. After putting the sugar into the water, it will not be possible for us to distinguish what the particle of water is and what the particle of sugar is. That means after the dissolution of sugar into water, sugar and water, both type of molecules have made the friendship with each other. That is why it becomes very difficult for us to distinguish them, even with the help of simple microscope and so on. As far as the homogeneous mixtures are concerned, the components of homogeneous mixtures can be, and not only homogeneous mixtures but also impure mixtures. The components of these kind of mixtures can be separated from each other with the help of certain kind of physical techniques like chromatography, about which we have already studied in 9th class in chapter acid bases, metals and non-metals. And now we are also in a position to study about these kind of things into the organic basic concepts in organic chemistry. उसमें हमारे पास एक topic है principal techniques of isolation of different kind of elements. Now we are just going to give the names of some of the important physical techniques by which the components of the mixtures can be separated from each other. These kind of physical techniques are chromatography, funnel method, we can say simple distillation, we can say fractional distillation, we can say crystallization and so on. Separating funnel method is also used to separate oil immiscible liquids from each other. What we will be doing in these kind of mixtures to separate their components, we will be studying about this in the next chapter, that is in organic chemistry. Whenever we will just be studying about the chapter basic concepts in organic chemistry, in that chapter only we will be studying about these kind of physical techniques in detail. Now we have just also know about another kind of mixture that is known as non-homogeneous mixture. Non-homogeneous mixtures are those kind of mixtures. Just a minute, let me know. Non-homogeneous mixtures are those kind of mixtures in which the components of the mixture are not uniformly dissolved in them. Not components of mixtures are not mixed with each other homogeneously. Means now we just want to tell you about the meaning of homogeneous and heterogeneous. Also we have taken the examples of this kind of homogeneous and heterogeneous mixtures. We can take the example of homogeneous mixtures such as sugar solution or salt solution. We can also say about fruit juice. We can also give the name to pure mixtures. And as far as the non-homogeneous mixtures are concerned, we can take the example of water, sand and salt. Now we are just going to tell you about the difference between homogeneous and non-homogeneous. That kind of thing very important for us to know. So first of all, I am just getting to define the term homogeneous. What term the homogeneous is. About that kind of thing I am just going to explain you. होमोजीनियस टर्म का मतलब होता है बच्चों कि जितने भी कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं प्रेजेंट सॉल्यूशन में या होमोजीनियस मिक्सचर में, वो सब उनका जो प्रोपोर्शन होगा हर एक सॉल्यूशन के हर एक पार्ट में डेफिनेट प्रोपोर्शन होगा. आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग वन ऑफ द एग्जांपल टू अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट दिस काइंड ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट. सपोज वी आर टेकिंग द वाटर, एंड इन दिस वाटर वी आर जस्ट टेकिंग we are just putting the we are just putting the salt into it. After the dissolution of salt into water, what kind of thing we are just going to tell you कि in each and every part the proportion of water and salt is same everywhere, है ना. That is why these kind of mixtures are also known as homogeneously. Means homogeneously का मतलब हुआ बच्चों uniformly distribute रहते हैं components of mixture. And which kind of components of mixture? The component which is to be dissolved into another kind of component that is known as solvent. Solvent and solute you know very well, because about this you have already studied in your 9th class. सॉल्यूट का मतलब होता है बच्चों घुलने वाला पदार्थ, एंड सॉल्वेंट वो होता है जो किसी दूसरे कंपोनेंट्स को डिसॉल्व करते हैं. तो नाउ इन द केस ऑफ salty water, salt is behave like solute and water will behave like solvent. तो ये हमने कुछ सेपरेट पार्ट्स लिए हुए हैं. इन सभी पार्ट्स में जो है सॉल्ट और वाटर का जो प्रोपोर्शन रहेगा वो सेम रहेगा. नाउ आई एम जस्ट टेकिंग द सेम काइंड ऑफ प्रोपोर्शन ईच एंड एवरी पार्ट ऑफ दिस सॉल्ट सॉल्यूशन विल बी हैविंग as the previous ones. We were adding the salt into water. Suppose in the beginning we are taking 60 gram of water and H2O 60 gram of water H2O and salt we were taking 40 gram. So what kind of proportion these are having? 6:4. That means 2 3 is 6, 2 2 is 4. That means each and every part of the salty solution will be having the ratio of salt and water as 3:2. यहाँ पर भी 3:2 होगा, यहाँ भी 3:2 होगा, यहाँ भी 3:2 होगा. Due to this kind of important property, what kind of physical property we will just be maintaining same with respect to each other? That is a taste. If we are going to check the taste of each and every part of salty solution, we will be observing the same kind of taste we are having with respect to each and every part of the salty solution. But this kind of thing we will not be observing in the case of non-homogeneous mixture. In non-homogeneous mixtures, the components of the mixtures are not in a position to mix with each other uniformly, but they are dissolved into non-homogeneous mixtures non-homogeneously. We are taking one of the example. By that kind of example, it will be easy for you to understand this kind of concept very well. We are just taking the three components of a non-homogeneous mixture like water, salt and sand. The salt being dissolved into the water, and sand will not be possible for the sand to dissolve into water, salty water. That is why by the filtration method we can separate the sand from salty solution, and then salty solution by boiling or by distillation we can separate the salt from the water very easily. So in this way, with the help of various physical techniques, we can separate the different components of non-homogeneous as well as homogeneous mixtures. I think so this kind of concept is clear to each and every student studying in the classroom. Now we are just going to study about next important kind of thing, that is known as physical quantities. Physical quantities, just a minute, let me know what kind of problem we are having with this pen only. I am just rubbing this figure from the blackboard, and I am just going to tell you some important kind of things regarding physical techniques. I am just taking one of the example. By that kind of example, it will be easy for you to understand about the important property of physical quantities. Suppose I am taking an example of a human being. That human being is सफरिंग फ्रॉम फीवर. तो उसके फीवर की इंटेंसिटी को मेजर करना है तो हम क्या यूज़ करेंगे? थर्मामीटर. एंड थर्मामीटर में क्या होता है? टेम्परेचर स्केल होता है. तो यदि वो टेम्परेचर स्केल 98.6 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट से ज़्यादा बताता है, इट मीन्स वी विल जस्ट बी सेइंग कि इस पर्सन को क्या हो रहा है? फीवर हो रहा है, बहुत ही हेडेक हो रहा है. 98.6 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट सिंपल टेम्परेचर होता है. इसका हम यदि एक 3 प्रकार का स्केल्स होता है टेम्परेचर को मेजर करने का. वी आर हैविंग 3 इंपॉर्टेंट काइंड ऑफ स्केल्स टू मेजर द टेम्परेचर ऑफ ए बॉडी. दीज आर केल्विन स्केल, दीज आर डिग्री सेल्सियस स्केल, एंड दीज आर डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट स्केल. तो डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट स्केल को यदि हमें मेजर करना है तो डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट इज इक्वल्स टू 9 डिवाइडेड बाई 5 इंटू डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर प्लस 32 इतना. तो सपोज we are just taking an example to understand about this 3 scales. तो 3 scales में सबसे पहला हमारे पास है डिग्री सेल्सियस स्केल. डिग्री सेल्सियस स्केल में 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस से कितने 100 डिग्री सेल्सियस तक का होता है. 0 डिग्री सेल्सियस इज द melting point of water, 100 degree Celsius is the boiling point of water. This is boiling point of water, and this is melting point of water. In the same way, we are also in a position to define the Kelvin scale. Kelvin scale में the minimum temperature जो होता है वो तो 0 Kelvin है, but equivalent to 0 degree Celsius the temperature in the temperature scale Kelvin scale is 273 Kelvin. यदि हम 0 Kelvin temperature लेंगे तो 0 Kelvin temperature is not possible to attain, and we will just be observing if the 0 Kelvin temperature is of the atmosphere, all the gases will not exist. This kind of statement we will be studying later on whenever we will just be studying about the chapter states of matter. So 273 Kelvin, and here we are observing 373 Kelvin. 373 Kelvin is equivalent to 100 degree Celsius only. ठीक है. And now we are just taking the example of Fahrenheit scale. Fahrenheit scale में 32 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट से स्टार्ट करते हैं और 212 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट तक का होता है. तो इनके बीच में टोटल जो पार्ट्स बने हुए होते हैं वो होते हैं 180 इक्वल पार्ट्स होते हैं. तो दैट काइंड ऑफ थिंग यू हैव टू कीप इन योर माइंड. तो एक बार इसको फिगर को उतार लीजिए. देन वी विल जस्ट बी स्टडिंग अबाउट द कन्वर्जन ऑफ वन टेम्परेचर फ्रॉम one scale temperature scale to another temperature scale. So we are just going to take you something important regarding the degree Fahrenheit temperature scale, how it will be possible for us to change the degree Celsius temperature to degree Fahrenheit temperature. It will be calculated, it will be found out with the help of this kind of formula. Suppose we just want to find the 25 degree Celsius into degree Fahrenheit temperature. So in that case only we will just be having 9/5 into 25 plus 32. So 5 5s are 25, 9 5s are 45 plus 32. That means that comes out to be 77 degree Fahrenheit. In the same way, if we want to change the degree Celsius temperature into Fahrenheit scale temperature, 37 degree Celsius we are having. 37 degree Celsius Kelvin, 37 degree Celsius टेम्परेचर को डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट में भी चेंज करना है. तो फॉर दैट पर्पज वी विल बी यूजिंग दिस फॉर्मूला ओनली. 9/5 मल्टीप्लाइड बाई 37 प्लस 32. तो इट विल कम आउट टू बी एक मिनट देखिए ये करीबन आता है हमारे पास 98.6 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट टेम्परेचर. 98.6 डिग्री फ़ारेनहाइट बोल दो या 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस बोल दो, बोथ आर सेम. We have taken this temperature scale only. Why? Because the human being normal temperature is 37 degree Celsius, which is equivalent to 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. Now students, we are just ending the class here only. In the next class we will be studying more basic concepts in chemistry. तब तक के लिए बच्चों गुड बाय, स्टे होम, स्टे सेफ, एंड नाउ बेस्ट